The early 2000s was a beautiful time, filled with iconic toys that defined our childhoods and evoke waves of nostalgia. Let's visit some of the best toys from that unforgettable era. It's the early 2000s, and you're strolling down the street in your Heelys like you own the place. With wheels in your soles, the world is at your feet. This stroke of genius comes from none other than Roger Adams, the mastermind behind Heelys. Thanks to him, we get to experience the joy of rocking a pair of Heelys. Remember when you and your squad zoomed down the sidewalk, laughing till your sides hurt and challenging each other to impromptu races? It was like having a personal roller coaster, minus the long lines. And let's not forget the tricks that came with Heelys. From the classic spin and glide to the daring jumps and spins, mastering Heelys tricks was like unlocking a new level of cool. Sure, you might have hit the pavement a few times, we've all been there, but the thrill of nailing that perfect move made it all worthwhile. Just like how you felt like the coolest kid on the block when you slipped on your Heelys, the Bratz dolls made you feel like you could conquer the world with their sassy attitude and trend-setting style. With their almond-shaped eyes, lush lips, these glamorous icons were a backdrop for our childhood. Think back to the thrill of unboxing a new Bratz doll, complete with snap-on shoes, backpacks, and mix-and-match separates. It was like entering a world of endless fashion possibilities with each doll having a different personality. From Cool Cat Jade to the Fashionita Yasmin, they were companions, inspiring us to embrace our individuality and express ourselves. These dolls also set the theme for countless playdates and styling sessions with friends. We'd spend hours dressing them up, creating elaborate scenes, and even staging our fashion shows. And let's not forget the cultural impact of the Bratz dolls. In a world where diversity and representation matters more than ever, the Bratz were ahead of their time. With their diverse skin tones, hair colors, and ethnicities, they showed us that beauty comes in all shapes, sizes, and shades. Speaking of shapes, let me introduce you to the Razor Scooter. The lean, mean sidewalk machine that had every kid on the block zipping around like sidewalk surfer. With their sleek design and smooth ride, these toys became a must-have accessory for every kid on the block. These bad boys were the perfect ride for cruising around the neighborhood or pulling off a mesmerizing trick at the skate park. Plus that satisfying click when you fold it up, pure magic. But the real appeal of the Razor Scooter wasn't just in its design. It was in the memories we made while riding them. From epic races down the sidewalk to impromptu scooter dance, every ride was an unforgettable adventure. The best part was the feeling of freedom that came with gliding down the street, wind in your hair and a smile on your face. The Razor Scooter was a ride that captured our hearts and took us on countless journeys. While the Razor Scooter ruled the sidewalks, Furby was busy captivating our heart with its quirky charm and endless chatter. Imagine someone threw a bunch of animal parts into a blender and hit the adorable button. They would get a Furby. But here's the fun part, this little guy never turned off, making it the ultimate companion. When Furby arrived on the scene in 1998, it was like a colorful tornado sweeping through the toy world. Kids everywhere were clamoring to get their hands on one of these quirky, nonsense-gabbling creatures. And once they had it, they couldn't get enough. It was a full-blown obsession. I mean, who wouldn't be excited to have a furry little friend that could speak Furbish, sing, and dance? It was like having a pet without any of the mess or responsibility. Except you count charging its batteries once in a while. Furby tapped into something deeper. It made us feel a connection to this electronic creature because of its cute personality. As Heely's excited wheels raced across the pavement and Furby's chatter filled the air, there was a quiet companion waiting to join the fun. The Reinar Accurate Spinning Top. This toy was a little whirlwind of nostalgia and endless fun. Anytime a friend pulls out the spinning top, we all know the competition is on. You take turns spinning, each trying to outdo the other with your mad spinning skills. It's like an Olympics of spinning, with bragging rights and laughter on the line. And when your top finally comes to rest, you all erupt into cheers or groans, depending on whose top lasted the longest. Once you lay your hands on this toy, you actually take that spinning top everywhere. Speaking of another toy that mesmerizes us with its movements, we have the Slinky. This toy was the epitome of simplicity and joy in a world filled with complexities. The Slinky is basically a magical spring that can do all sorts of tricks. There was also something fascinating about watching a spring expand and return back to its original state, captivating us with its motion. The best part is, Slinky wasn't even meant to be a toy. Interestingly, its inventor, Richard T. James, was actually trying to create a tension spring for something completely different. Instead of whatever James had in mind, we got the Slinky, which ended up being more entertaining. The simple joy of watching a Slinky cascade down a flight of stairs, each coil gracefully tumbling end over end like a synchronized dance, captivating us with its motion. And as the Slinky gracefully descends, we eagerly prepare for the race of our lives, some even granting it a head start just to see who's faster. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest things in life can bring the most joy. Speaking of simplest things in life, remember when a tiny plastic was the ticket to endless entertainment? This classic handheld game was perfect for kids and adults alike, offering hours of fun and nostalgia. For this game, you have to maneuver the rings onto the post by strategically pressing the buttons. Sounds easy, right? Well, get ready for a challenge that'll have you hooked for hours. Recall those intense battles with friends and family, each of you trying to claim victory? It's a game that brought out the competitive spirit in everyone, leaving us laughing, cheering, and occasionally leaving us pouting. With each press of the button, you held your breath, hoping this time you'll land that elusive ring on the post. The sweet satisfaction when you finally succeeded, and sometimes the inevitable frustration of watching your perfectly aimed ring fall short, or worse, completely miss the mark. It was a roller coaster of emotions with highs and lows that kept us coming back for more. Much like the joy and nostalgia we feel when playing with classic handheld games, using the Ipod Nano brings back memories. The little rectangular gadget was a universe of music, all neatly tucked away in your pocket. It was like having your own personal DJ on standby. The Ipod Nano was so iconic, it had 7 generations of ever-evolving design and functionality. Let's not forget the iconic click wheel that made navigating through our playlists so much easier. Getting your hands on an Ipod Nano was a rite of passage, an occasion that called for celebration. It was like winning the lottery, but instead of cash, you have access to an endless supply of musical bliss. The sheer joy of unboxing that sleek little device, knowing that it held the power to transport you to a world of melodies and rhythms, using the Ipod Nano was a whole experience in itself. From meticulously curating the perfect playlist for every occasion, to mastering the art of the perfectly timed skip to your favorite song, it was a journey of musical discovery and delight. There's also the satisfaction of showing off your sleek new gadget to your friends, who were undoubtedly green with envy at your impeccable taste in portable music players and music. Our impeccable tastes also shined in the form of rubber wristbands. Did you have those rubber wristbands purely for fashion, as toys, or a mix of both? Those stretchy, colorful accessories made us feel like we were part of some exclusive cool club. Slipping one onto your wrist was like signaling to the world that you were in the know. Plus, the nostalgia of spotting one of those rubber wristbands even today. They've come a long way from just being fashion statements, now they stand for causes and beliefs. It's like witnessing the evolution of a fashion icon from trendy accessory to symbolic powerhouse. Who would have thought that a simple piece of rubber could hold so much power over our hearts and wrists? It's that little accessory that could make us laugh and have us reminisce about the good old days. Do you still have any of these toys? Comment your response below. If you loved what you watched, be sure to watch this video.